That is update number 3. Javon, do you want me to go over the strategy that we spoke about in quite a bit of detail for what I think everyone should focus on in terms of new broker signups, and then helping them get their first customers get some Bitcoin? Is that something that I really wanted to?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So because you have so many tools at your disposal, there could be something like decision paralysis. I tend to see that with opportunities that have lots of tools regarding their system. What I want to do for this next segment, and I'm going to chop this segment out of this call, even though the call's going on YouTube, but this is going to be really important. I want to give you guys a proposal. Obviously, you don't have to take my advice, but I would imagine I give pretty good advice on this topic as it pertains to what I think has the highest return on investment for your time within how you go about signing people up. So Chris, you're raising your hand. Is that a mistake, or are you actually raising your hand? Okay, I think you put it down. Okay, so the reason I'm saying that is because just based on the brief interactions that I see in the field, I can see that there are some people who are really good at signing up customers, some people who go straight for getting them brokers involved, some people who are focused on broker dealers, et cetera, et cetera. I want to, and this standard process is something I want to make streamlined at a really high level. So let me give you the backdrop kind of in terms of why what I'm about to say has a lot of basis in the way that your customers feel. If you're in North America, which is where I presume the majority of you are in, but I'm sure that'll start to change as the demographics change. You are in a market where people who already care about crypto have it. In other words, if you are targeting someone who's already crypto savvy, then they know about Coinbase, they probably know about Kraken, they probably know about Bitfinex, they know about the American, and sometimes they might even know about the Canadian liquidity providers. So that is a pretty simple sale, because you're convincing them, is listen, you already know about crypto, you're already buying crypto, I can help you get it easier. So I'm just going to exclude that group of people, because I think that's a more rational sale that's going to be oriented around price and how sophisticated the system is. We'll make another training video for that. I'm going to turn my focus to what I think is the bigger opportunity. You're targeting people that have never bought crypto. They might have heard about it. They might have actually even been a part of some crypto community, but they've never actually bought it. And I think it might be shocking for you guys to know that there are probably a lot of brokers that have never actually bought crypto. Out of those 900, I don't know what the number is, but it's not a small number. It's a large percentage. And the reason for that is, as funny as it sounds, people always have this horrible idea that they don't have enough money to buy crypto. That's just a nonsensical idea. Number 2, there's some inertia towards it. So again, what do we want? We want to make sure that your guys' time is maximized. So you're going out there, you're doing all this work, you're promoting. How can you get the highest ROI? So the simplest thing to do is sign someone up for a free GX Nitrous account. So that's where I would start. I would always start with that, because that is the best way to get someone involved. So this is my pitch. This would be Shorupan's pitch in the field. And if you guys are in certain cities in North America, you might see me do this pitch sooner than later. I would go about it and say, hey, Joe, hey, Sally, whatever mechanism that you're using to get their interest, whether that's online lead generation, offline lead generation, advertising, warm market, that's really irrelevant. Once you get to the point where you're actually going to tell them what it is that you want, I would not waste much time. I would not go through the hoops of trying to make any type of sale before doing what I'm about to do. I wouldn't even send them a webinar, to be honest. I would simply ask them, I would go down this stream of line. I would go down this line of thought. I would go and say, listen, I have found out about this company. If you're in Canada, you can leverage the fact that we're in Canada. If you're not in Canada, I would just say, go without saying anything. Found out about this company that has taken the elements that have made Coinbase very popular, which is a simple onboard, offboard ramp between fiat currency and cryptocurrency. And they've now brought that to everybody in the world. And they are adding different verticals within crypto so that you can not only buy it and sell it, but you can use it in a variety of different ways. Now, I know you've never actually bought any crypto, but I know you've maybe been interested or you've watched this video or whatever it is. All I'm telling you to do right now is get signed up for free because they are doing XYZ promotion. And I'm going to fill in that blank, but just follow along. Okay? And this XYZ promotion, what they're trying to do is get as many people crypto as possible. So first, their mechanism of doing that is by making it really easy for people to sign up. It's going to take you like 2 minutes. So send them the link, get them to sign up. Right now they've signed up, they go into their page. You know, they can do that the same day, they can do that the next day, they can do that at your home event, they can do that after your webinar, they can do that in any capacity, but that is what you're trying to get them to do. You are trying to get them to sign up for free. Once they are in, how do we get the link? You go into your broker tab and it's right here, your gxcheckout.com/your affiliate ID. So once they sign up, they're going to get into the vault. And like I said, remember, these are people that have never bought crypto before, but that have some interest in it. Now, I would make it my hell-bent objective to make sure they buy $5 worth of Bitcoin within the first 24 hours. That would be my job as a broker, to make sure every person I sign up for free buys no more. And it's the key. Do not make them buy more, unless, of course, they want to. Of course, if they want to themselves, if they came to you and said, where can I buy $100 worth of Bitcoin? Then just let them sign up and do it. But if they didn't, if you pushed the free sign up, I would say, all right, now that you've signed up, look, obviously you signed up for free. It's a free platform. You can do so many different things with this. What I want to make sure is you get your hands on some coins. How can we help you get $5 worth of coins? Immediately, does not matter who you're speaking to, how much influence I have over them. That will interest them. And the reason that will interest them is because they probably never thought that was possible. People have, again, a very convoluted idea of what it takes to buy Bitcoin, that they're going to need a lot of money. It's a big process. No, make it stupid simple. How can we help you get $5 worth of coins? And we as a company, so this is where you'll get some help from us. We as a company, you already know that we have the faucet function. The faucet function is basically the company giving away free Ethereum, where you give away 50 cents worth of Ethereum to every person so that they can perform like basic functions within their staking and enabling stake and all of that stuff. We will have a faucet for Bitcoin as well. And the way that the faucet for Bitcoin will work, again, I'll tell you when this is rolled out, but it's just like the faucet button for Ethereum. When this gets rolled out, is that it'll say, if the user puts in $5, then the company will drop in some coins as well. There's not going to be a lot, but just some incentive. So now the question is, how does the user actually put in $5? Again, let me make it simple for you guys. If you're in Canada, you click Add Funds, you click e-transfer, and you put in $5, and you click Next, and you tell them to e-transfer $5. And the reason for that, so this Canadians have a simpler life for this perspective. The reason for that is because they already know what e-transfer is. They'll put in the $5 because they're going to get something out of it. They'll be incentivized to get something out of it. And then they click confirm. E-transfer gets credit to their account. It's going to say $5 here. Then they click trade. They say, I want to buy $5 worth of BTC. And they're going to click buy now. And as soon as they do that, trade will get executed. And now they have $5 worth of Bitcoin. That's if it's e-transfer. If it's credit card, you can click Instant Crypto Purchase and do it the same way via credit card. If you're not in Canada and you don't, for some reason, want to use credit card, you can use domestic bank transfer in the United Kingdom, the United States, and Canada, as I already said. If you don't qualify for any of those, I have another strategy for you as well on how you can help them get $5 worth of Bitcoin simply. But I'm just assuming that you do fall into one of those categories. Now I have $5 worth of Bitcoin. I obviously already had some Bitcoin, but you get my point. The reason that's important is because you have just bought their trust. If you are in the financial position to do so, I would just recommend giving them $5 worth of Bitcoin, because the key thing here is this person has never done this before. This person thought that's a hard thing to do, what just happened. He definitely didn't think he could do it for $5. And you just helped him within a couple of minutes get started and get his hands on some coins. Now he you have forced him without actually doing a tough sale to become invested. I assure you, if you just leave him at that point and go home, if you're with him physically, or you stop talking to him if you're online, he will now come back to you. Because just like when you invest into anything for the first time, you become overly obsessed with whatever you invest in simply because your money is now behind it. Trust me, even if it's $1. I've seen people go bananas for ICOs that they've invested less than $5 for. That fact, that simple fact, over the next 24 to 48 hours, whatever you do this, you are now, they will go research Bitcoin, they will go research cryptocurrency, they will go do so many things that you never imagined this person would have done, and it will come back to you. And a percentage of them, now the percentage is going to depend on who this is, percentage of them, like, how do I get more? Trust me when I say that. I have done that same strategy in equities, in FX, in derivative markets, obviously in crypto. If you help them get their first minuscule amount, they will come back. They will clean the bank to get more. If their bank is only $100, I assure you, they will come back with a $95 purchase. Obviously, if they have more money than that, they will come back with more, because now it's reverse justification syndrome. It's basically, humans have this tendency to want to prove that they're right. You've forced them to make a decision by getting into Bitcoin. Now they have to prove that that's a good decision. Now, had you had to convince them about buying it beforehand, well, that would have taken forever. You could force them to get that $5 somehow, some way. Now you have an invested customer. So that's the first reason, right, that you want to do it. The second reason is even more tactical. When you are saying get them to sign up for free. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a question, but basically I'm saying get them to sign up for free and then help them, literally walk them through that process and get them $5 worth of Bitcoin. What I just did. Because the first reason is because what I said, people will then double down on their investment. Number two, and this is the more important thing for you guys as influencers, you immediately acquire their trust. And why I say that is because, listen, $5 is not a sum of money that dictates someone's financial future. But I would say something like this. I would say, hey, I'm happy you got your first $5 worth of Bitcoin. I was committed to helping you get that. I'm not getting rich off of getting you $5 worth of Bitcoin. But what I wanted you to do is experience the magic of Bitcoin. That line, or a line like that, cannot be refuted. Meaning, they saw you sign them up for free. They know you couldn't have possibly made any money off that. All you cared about was helping them get $5 worth of Bitcoin. They know you couldn't have made any money off that. There's no money to be made there. And now you're leaving them and you're saying, hey, I recommend you go check out these videos, go check some stuff out. They're like, whoa, this person truly wanted to help me get into the space, didn't care about how much I put in, didn't care about what I bought, didn't care that I bought his thing. He genuinely just wanted to help me get into the space. And now he's allowing me the freedom to go and explore. They will now come to you for anything crypto related. And this is why it's important that you do this for people who've never bought Bitcoin before. Because the first time they get Bitcoin, the vehicle by which they get Bitcoin the first time becomes the source of trust for them. The reason Coinbase is a company I've studied so deeply, because I do think they're the greatest company in this space, obviously next to us, but I'm not objective in that sense. But they're such an incredible company. What they understood is, if we can help someone get their first Bitcoin purchase with us, they will never leave. They will never trust another platform as much as they trust us. They will never trust another liquidity provider as much as they trust us. And so that's what they were hell-bent on. And they were very successful. Okay, so okay, perfect. Yes, guys, exactly. Thank you so much for answering the question, top leader, who answered someone else's question, which is, why are they not seeing the brokerage tab? You only see the brokerage tab once you stake 1,000 tokens. Toto has a question, where's the function to send GXT on GX Nitros? All you have to do, Toto, is, if you're sending GXT, you click withdraw, you click GXT, and you'd send the address that you want it to go to. Click submit withdraw. If you're sending it to someone within GXNitrous Toto, we're actually rolling out another function. That's withdrawal is for sending it outside of GXNitrous. Internal transfers will have an internal, easier way to send just to your friends inside of GXNitrous. Again, someone has raised their hand. I don't know if that's a mistake. Let me know if it is or if it isn't. Yes, and I'll repeat my pitch from the top. Right now, I'm trying to dissect it a little bit. Okay, when it comes back to that, now, just try this with one person and tell me if I'm right or wrong on this. You have bought their lifelong trust from that simple thing. And now, whatever you tell them to do in the crypto space, I assure you they will do. Whether that's, hey, tomorrow, buy some Ethereum. Hey, you bought $5. Now, do you want to put some real money in? Hey, how's that $5? Like, anything you go from there sounds genuine. Everything sounds genuine once you did that, because they could not, they knew that there was nothing at stake for that first transaction. So yeah, I mean, I could definitely walk you through the entire thing. People asking if I could walk them through the entire thing, and then how to acquire payment options are limited. So, I mean, you can fund the account in bank transfer, e-transfer, broker, GX broker, like commissions, or you can buy Bitcoin with credit card. So I mean, those are the main options. We're adding more options, but I think those cover a lot of people. Leah's asking if I can sign someone up for free. I'm running out of emails to sign people up for free with, but I can definitely show you anyway. This is how it's done end to end. This I would go about end to end. I would say to my friend John. So I'm gonna start from the beginning again. Okay. So I am going to start. Yeah, very good. Yes, we do need a local bank for deposit in Indonesia. That's a great point. Actually, with that point, before I go into my live walkthrough of everything I just said to kind of recap it, let me drop the next couple of news. When you add funds, you go to, until now, most people on this chat most people on this call probably wouldn't know this because I don't think they've tested this function, but some of the more seasoned OTC brokers that we have definitely experienced this. Up until now, if you wanted to wire transfer money to global exchange, meaning you didn't live in Canada and you wanted to top up your account without credit card, you would have to do it by wiring money to a Canadian bank account, which takes 1 to 3 business days if you're not in Canada. So that's a little bit of a pain, I guess. But now there's some big announcements. We have opened, so all you have to do now if you want to wire transfer, like buy bank transfer money, is click international bank transfer. All of your settlements will get done in USD. So it doesn't matter what currency you're paying in, it'll all get settled in USD. But let's say you're just paying in Great British Pound. I don't know what they have. 10 British. Okay. It's Ukraine. If you're Britain. Let's just say you're paying from Canada. I'm sure one of the things is there. So now I'm putting 650 Canadian dollars in. So that's going to show me how much US dollars I'm going to get topped up. I would then click next, and we've actually just opened up domestic bank transfers for Canada. Obviously, has always been there. The United Kingdom, the United States, and Europe, all European Union countries. That European Union option for some reason is not here, but it will be. Now, what someone could do is, if they're in the UK, it's as easy as them to top up money into global exchange to their GXNitrous account as it is for a Canadian. All they would do is click here, they would download the bank statement, and they would get full access to this information. Would auto-populate if you're in the UK. For all the bank information that you need, you would go into your account and you would simply transfer money in the exact way that someone does an e-transfer in Canada. UK has its own bank-to-bank transfer system. In the United States, you can now do domestic transfer. Domestic bank transfers in the United States and the United Kingdom and European Union clear instantly, same day for sure. So now if your customer's there, they can literally sign up and put money in their accounts same day by transferring to a local bank account. So our subsidiaries in the UK, in Europe, and in the United States have now been open for people to be able to fund their account. I mean, that's huge, guys, because that means that your customer base has really expanded tremendously. And if they can do instant deposits, that means they can fund their account very quickly and they can start buying Bitcoin very quickly. And I'll show you what the entire, so in their Canada, obviously it's easy as well. But that's a huge, we're gonna make an announcement about each of those countries opening up for domestic processes, especially the UK one that we have a lot of power in. It's going to be cool. It's going to be really, really big for the United Kingdom. So I think that covers quite a bit of the market. Now it's not just Canada that does domestic bank. We have 4 countries that can, the European Union is 28 countries. Let's say we have 4 regions that can do instant bank transfers. They fund their account with instant bank transfers. You have additionally credit card. So that covers a broad base of people. And definitely, like Toto said, we're setting up banks in every country, including Indonesia. We're already almost done that process. As soon as we open it up, we'll be able to do local bank deposit, not just in that country, a couple more South Asian countries that you may know the name of, and definitely some more South American countries. They're all coming, but obviously the big markets, the big English-speaking markets, we wanted to hit out of the park. Okay, so someone asked me if I could do the entire walkthrough. Sure, let me do it. I'm Shorupan. I'm a broker. Don't forget Trinidad. I never forget Trinidad. I absolutely will never forget Trinidad. We were building an invest campus there. That's what someone told me on the call on my last webinar, which is exciting stuff. So I'm a broker. My name is Shorupan. I first talked to my friend Jim. I tell Jim, I'm like, hey boss, you've been interested in crypto for a while, or maybe you've never invested into crypto, but I'm sure you've heard about it. I found a company that is opening up its doors to make sure that anyone can buy crypto in the simplest fashion. And if you've ever been interested, I think this is a really cool way because I can actually help you get your first $5 worth of crypto with the company. They're doing a promotion. And so I think this might just be a cool way for you to get started into the space, play around with some chunk change, something along those lines. If you want me to perfect that pitch, because I literally just made that off the top of my head, I will. But I can write several scenarios for that. But it's something more or less all the 3 things I'll cover. I'll say, hey, you've always wanted to buy crypto, or you've always thought about buying crypto, or you may have never thought about buying crypto, but you've probably heard about it. So something addressing the current state of mind. Then I would move into the fact that, hey, I just found out about this company that makes it easy. The key word is easy, because people think it's hard. It makes it easy for people to do that. 3, they're running a promotion. Whatever that promotion is, you can plug in there. I can send you a link, get you started, and help you get your first $5 worth of Bitcoin. Again, if someone's already a crypto investor, $5 is not going to mean anything. Please don't say this to them. But if they've never bought it, they will be very eager to get their first $5. I assure you of that. So then what I would do once Jim's like, yeah, man, sure, send me the link. Is it free? I'll be like, of course it's free, man. It's not only free, it's only going to take 1 minute. So they'll be like, all right, cool, send it over to me. So I would go to my brokerage. I would get my link from here. I would then send it to Jim. Jim would then punch it into his browser. And then Jim would enter his email. Now I have to think of an email that I haven't used, and I've probably used every email possible. Let me try this one. And he would say get started, and he would go through the process. Enter some residential address, 123 Street Road, Toronto. Password. And there you go. Done. Now they're going to get an email in their inbox. So tell them to go to the inbox and make sure they accept the email, get the confirmation. And once they do that, they can actually take them straight to their Nitrous account. Once they confirm their email, they'll say congrats, and then they can log in. Take them straight back to their Nitrous account, log in. I would then follow up with them right after that. For example, if I wasn't physically with them, if I was physically with them, this would be done so simple. But if I was not with them, I followed them. Hey boss, did you make your free account yet? Because you're obviously going to get it. You're going to get an email as soon as they make their free account, just like I just did. And then I would tell them, okay, perfect. Sign up, log in with your account. And now they've logged in and they have no US dollars and they have no Bitcoin. Oh, this is another one of my accounts that already has 1,000 GXT stake. Okay, no problem. But anyway, you still get the idea. There are no US dollars, they have no Bitcoin. I would now say, how can we get you your first $5 worth of Bitcoin? Click the faucet button. I've already clicked it on this account, so you can't click it. But when they click the faucet button, it's going to say, like, you need to put $5 in your account to unlock faucet. So perfect. He's like, how am I going to put $5 in here? You can be like, no problem. Just click add funds. Are you in Canada? Okay, then do an e-transfer. If you're not in Canada, use Insta Crypto purchase to credit card. Are you in domestic? Are you in the UK? Then you just do bank transfer. Whatever it is, they can do it on their phone, right? All right, I'll do that. I click e-transfer. I'm going to put in $5. Click next. Click confirm. When the account gets credited, it will show $5 right here. Then I would go and help them click trade, and I would tell them to buy $5 worth of Bitcoin. As soon as they've done that, you have now, however long that took, a couple minutes, or as simply as it takes to get them set up like that, that right there, I think, the ramifications of that, because this is all about like drip marketing, right? Like you're trying to sign up the largest amount of people with the least amount of resistance, so that a percentage of them will go into a larger sale, and then a percentage of them will go into a larger sale, and then hopefully eventually end up a broker or a broker dealer or whatever it is that your objective is. What I just did right here, takes what you guys are already good at, which is free signups, and puts like gasoline on that, because the fact that you help them get their first Bitcoin for marginal cost, now you have made an invested user. Now adding them to the Facebook group, they'll just ask you, hey, can I get some like access to the community? Can I get in on this so I can learn more about it? Because I've already invested some money. I'm already invested. And so that is what, and right after that is where I would go with the whole drip marketing. I would send them a Facebook group. I'd be like, you got to get into this. I would then shout them out in the Facebook group. Now imagine shouting them out, and you can add on to that, like, hey, we welcome my new friend, Jim Smith. He's just started and he's got his hands on his first Bitcoin. It's a huge accomplishment for him. Now getting the webinar, now he's starting to see, and this is really the devious part, let's call it. He's going to be like, once he starts, whether he's buying more Bitcoin or not, he's going to start to realize, so how do you guys make money off this? I'm going to be like, well, you know how you just bought $5 worth of Bitcoin, right? And he's like, yeah. I was like, well, there's exchanges fees on that. There's transaction fees. Well, I make those transaction fees. So basically, he just came to his mind. He's like, whoa, I can do exactly what you just did, which is literally nothing except help someone get Bitcoin. And you're getting paid to do that. And then imagine that at scale. And then there's an element of, wait, if he can do it, I can do it, because it was just so ridiculously simple. And the fact that the entire process was the simple part makes the rest of the sale easy. Okay. And the last thing, if I was to make it an additional element, I would say once he gets his $5 in, I would hit him back up in a day or so. Be like, so I'm glad you're enjoying the $5. You know what you can actually do? You can convert the $5 worth of Bitcoin that you have now into GXT. You see all the stuff happening in the Facebook group. You've already bought the Bitcoin. I mean, $5 worth of Bitcoin is not going to make you rich. Why not just toss it into GXT? I'll be like, all right, cool. So all he has to do is put $5 asset GXT from Bitcoin and click trade. And now $5 worth of Bitcoin will become $5 worth of GXT. And you can now tell him that as he stakes that $5 worth of GXT, he's earning SEFcoin. And now a whole new element of his brain has been unlocked, which is, whoa, I just got some GXT. And GXT is actually cheap enough where if it goes up, blah, 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 and you have just completed 3 transactions. He doesn't even know it. You don't even know it. You got a free user, you made an OTC transaction sale, and then you turn that into a token transaction sale without any friction. You've let him convince himself by helping him do something that's marginally very, very simple. You've earned his trust so that it unlocks future purchases all the way through. Toto, I mean, that's a very long question, and I have many videos on it, but simply put, and someone asked earlier in the call, what is SEFcoin? SEFcoin is an exchange protocol that stands for Save Exchange Fees Coin. Essentially what it does is if a user, not a broker, if a user is able to have SafeCoin in their in their Nitrous wallet, it allows them to save on all transaction fees within the global exchange ecosystem. So essentially, SafeCoin is BNB, like Binance is BNB, in GX it's SafeCoin. The interesting part is that people cannot buy SafeCoin directly from us or from anyone else. They can only get them from brokers, and brokers earn SafeCoin by simply staking the GXT. In other words, you are earning for free the coin that will save your customers money on fees that you can then sell to them directly on the exchange once SafeCoin gets listed there, which will happen in another couple of weeks. So over time, not only can you help your brokers get access to all these amazing services, you now provide them an additional incentive of SafeCoin, which is just pure passive income for you, for them to save on exchange fees. And SafeCoin, even furthermore, if you want to know, will actually be plugged into multiple exchanges, not just global exchange, so that even if you want to trade on different dexes, you'll be able to leverage your SafeCoin balance to save on exchange fees. So that's just a side note to answer that question. So I hope everyone got my walkthrough. It works like magic. There's so much micro agreements, so many things that I've learned over the years into what I just taught you. I've been able to obviously facilitate a lot of capital for not just my company, for a lot of different companies. And that's exactly how I did it. I made sure that I positioned myself at the beginning on the right side of the trust equation. I made sure that I never waited for the person to feel like they had enough money. Trust me, if you wait until that day, it's never happening. No one ever feels like they have enough money to invest because they would have already invested at that point. You have to get them started with a very small amount. You have to break the stigma that it's complicated. If you can do that, not only have you now got them in to your ecosystem, not only have you made an OTC transaction, which you get paid for, not only do you potentially unlock token transactions, you have set them up for the upsell. In a week or so, in 2 weeks or so, go back to them. Hey, you watched the webinar? Hey, you seen what's happening in the Facebook group? Oh my God, can you believe this? Have you put on one of these Ignite Your Finances webinar? Things are just blowing up. That's when you say, I think it might make sense for you to try to get the full brokerage, try to buy more GXT. And he, at this point, someone who's already bought Bitcoin, someone who potentially have already switched the Bitcoin into GXT, that sale becomes real easy because he knows the process. He's confident in the process. You made him feel like an expert. You made him feel like the owner and the investor. So how long does that take you? Actually, nothing more than 5 minutes to help them get their first $5 worth of Bitcoin. How many people are going to say no to helping them get their first $5 worth of Bitcoin? I don't think very many. And what does that do for you? It increases the upsell percentage dramatically. That would be my go-to strategy if I was a broker. I would literally make it a mission of mine to get every single person I knew $5 worth of Bitcoin. So I hope that kind of gives you some insight as to how I would be going about this. Javon, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I had a leadership call with my guys right after we had our conversation, and the momentum that we had in a matter of like 24 to 48 hours was crazy, because I said to these guys, all we need to do, like you just addressed, help our clients purchase their first $5, $10 worth of Bitcoin. And that was like the protocol. And we were able to bring on board well over 100 customers in a day. So I know that it works. If we all as a company were to do it, I can only imagine the type of numbers we can put out.
I mean, guys, this is not push sales, right? It's not like you're not selling like something that you're going to force someone to be able to buy. What you're doing is you're encouraging buying decisions. And the greatest encouragement is helping them do it at a small scale, risk-free, basically. So Toto asked, what is this 25%? What is all that for? When you click trade, you can manually enter how much you want to trade, or you can just put a percentage of your overall balance. So since I'm doing US dollars to Bitcoin, if I have 365 US dollars here. If I click 100%, it will calculate my entire balance minus fees that I can use to buy Bitcoin, or I can buy it 50%, 75%, 25%, because a lot of people were complaining to us that they don't know how to do the proper calculations and all of that. So we built this in there just to simplify their life. And of course, they can always just manually enter it as well. So yeah, I mean, that's how I would go if you want. And we're going to unlock that faucet type of promotion. I think that's going to put it on steroids because it is, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. This is the easiest thing you'll ever sell in your life, as long as you're on the right side of the trust equation. They feel like you're on the right side of the trust equation. Oh my God. Once someone, I guess I could give you a little bit of an anecdote to this. Once, because cryptocurrency is such a new thing, like let's say you're in a friend circle of like 7 people. If you know anything about crypto, you're already the crypto expert because so few people know anything about it. If you own cryptocurrency, you are for sure the crypto expert in your group. So the fact of the matter is, if you can leverage that and get people in by helping them become that person in their network, oh my goodness, you'll have customers spread very quickly. And naturally they turn into brokers because you've already made them invest. So that I think is a really prudent strategy that I would be deploying at scale. And it's like compounded interest because you can do that for literally 500 people, even people that don't, because you don't need to have strong influence over someone to do that. It doesn't require you to be any sophisticated person whatsoever. All you need to do is get them interested in the idea of Bitcoin, which is not the most difficult thing to do. Now you do that. Now you just come through like you've created the demand and you're not supplying the problem. You're supplying the solution. So once you can open up your customer base like that, now you have a huge lead generation. Now you have a list. Now you have a list of people you can target for whatever and more transactions that you want to purchase, more transactions that you want to facilitate. So what have we covered so far? We've covered Broker Institute. We've covered info.globalexchange.com. We've covered the fact that you can now do domestic bank transfers in multiple markets. We've covered what Shorupan's sales strategy would be. We've covered the fact that this week we're rolling out the token market, pricing operations for GX tokens on exchanges and here. And I think that's 5 solid updates. Obviously, I have a lot more, but I wanted to keep this succinct. Maybe I'll finish it off with this before I open it up to questions. A lot of people think the month of December is like a slow month. I've heard that in every industry. I've heard that. I've built insurance brokerages. I've built obviously capital market brokerages. I've obviously worked in crypto. Everyone says, oh, December is a slow month. I think that's just not true whatsoever. The only reason December would be a slow month is if you're selling something that required physical movement. A, because if you're living on the East Coast, you can experience some snow. And B, because people like to spend that time with their family. But I don't know about you, but the last time I was at a Christmas dinner, I was on my phone. And not just me, everyone else in my family was on their phone. And so as long as you don't require someone to leave physically, December is not a slow month. December actually could be very lucrative for something like this because what December entails is a lot of reminders. Oh, snap, reminder of my financial position. It's not that great. Oh, snap, reminder of my XYZ. And you can leverage that. If all you're doing is helping people get access to this new market, you're coming in there evangelizing that, hey, this is the way to go. You have to have some exposure to crypto. You're not pressuring, you're being simple. You're becoming with the servant mindset. And they can actually see that. December is the time for giving. And what you're giving to them is as a vehicle to get into the asset. Because if you spend December just signing up free customers, I assure you, January will be very lucrative, just on the back of that huge lead list that you've just built. So I don't believe that. Obviously, the company doesn't believe that. And the company will be treating December like any other month, which means chaotic growth and a lot of expansion. Javon, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I hear it all the time. I get it still to this day. You know, December is going to be a slow month. I truly still believe, even 5 years ago, I've always had the same mentality. It's all about, again, who you are and what you're planning on doing in that month. And are you the only one that's going to be leveraging that product or service? I feel like the greatest part about this is that, you know, you might have a commitment 2 weeks or a week out of this month. But if you have duplication in your organization of people sharing this, like today, I had a call and one of my guys, you know, he was just onboarding customers. And through that, we're able to bring on board 3 brokers.
Absolutely.
Right, that have paid.
Absolutely.
I had nothing to do with that. I had nothing to do with that. So if you have, like Shorupan mentioned, if you have that funnel and you work the business and you plant those seeds going into the month of January, you're going to naturally have momentum going into the year of 2020. That's my opinion.
Now, I'll add one more thing to that. So I've had the pleasure of working with some people on Javon's team, like Mackenzie, Darren, and like they've been introducing some really influential people to us in the crypto space that are also running different verticals in crypto. And what I would recommend to anyone who wants to do that, like if your goal is to try to bring in big players, do what I just said minus the $5 worth of crypto because don't insult them like that. Just get them in as a customer. Like, I don't care what you have to do, because see, once you do that, you've essentially assured yourself that if they ever take this to the next level, they're going to be in your brokerage. I would really not advise anyone to try to go for the full sale before signing them up as a free user, no matter who they are. And if they're an influential person, if there's someone who's obviously, they're sophisticated, I would go the other way. I would just be like, listen, hey man, I got involved with this company called Global Exchange. You're obviously super sophisticated in the crypto space or in financial markets or in regulated investments or blah, 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 blah. Can you just sign up and check it out? Tell me what you like. Tell me if there's any bugs. Tell me if there's something that I should be aware of. Again, you've just made them a free account.
Yeah.
Once they have the free account, now introduce them to me. I'll take it from there. I mean, that's, then it's good night. But get them in, secure your bag, and then introduce them to me, and you'll be good for the rest of your life.
And Shorupan, just to even add to that, guys, yeah. you have to have that mentality where you're working backwards. It's like when you get involved in direct sales or any industry, you're thinking, how can I make money? How can I go out there and profit in the industry really quick? Think about it. If you think that way and your team thinks that way, you're only going to get temporary results. You have to be thinking, okay, if I build a database, if I build a funnel of 100, 200 customers in the month of December, you're going to have brokers signing up in the month of January, February, March that signed up in December.
That you didn't even have much to do with. That's the other thing. You're actually making your life so much easier. Like, that is what I realized. When you sign up free customers, you can actually help them do something. You actually help them solve a problem, maybe introduce them to a solution to a problem they didn't even know they had, which is, how do I buy Bitcoin? You are now simplifying your sales process. Exactly what Javon said. They will come back to you, be like, oh, okay, now I'm ready to become a broker. You'll be like, what? Oh, I didn't remember you. And so that, I assure you, that will happen. Now, the key here, the really important thing here is, how can you streamline that process? And there's very little opportunities out there that pay you on any transaction, on any type of transaction. So the beauty of GX Broker that I personally love, because I know how it is to be in the field, is that I don't have to worry. Once someone's a GX Nitrous customer, whether they do something tomorrow or they do something 2 years from now, or they ever buy Bitcoin, or they just buy $1 million worth of GXT, honestly, it doesn't matter that much to me, because I'm gonna get paid off all of that. And so I can readjust my value set to be aligned with the customer and make sure that no matter what happens, I'm good. Because it's like, this fact that it's free and that it costs nothing and that it's so simple, you definitely don't want to like not sign the person up and then they sign up with another. You've heard that a lot in like direct sales, right? Like, oh, make sure you talk to everyone because you don't want your friends and family signing up with someone else. No, in this case, it actually sucked 100% more than that, because it would have been free and it would take you 1 second to do. And you might just be like, that person's not interested right now. Okay, fine. They don't need to be interested right now. They don't need to buy anything right now. Let them like become interested 3 years from now. Why wouldn't you want to give them an account that they'll log into 3 years from now? It's such a no-brainer on that front. So at this point, I'll open it up for questions. I know that there's some questions brewing in the chat. So can you trade GX token against other crypto pairs? You can already do that. BTC GXT is trading on Trade Satoshi. ETH GXT is trading on Trade Satoshi. BTC GXT, ETH USD, and Tether GXT is trading on Trade Satoshi, and the other two are trading on CREX24. Soon I'll be making a huge announcement about a major exchange that we've partnered with, but I can't talk about that right now. And all of that will be available. Right now it's available on their platforms. All of that will be available on our platform. You'll be able to access those markets directly through GX Trade, exactly like Toto says. Do I think that's going to have big implications? Not really. All I think that's going to do is actually cause GX brokers to buy out more tokens because they realize they can get it sometimes cheaper or whatever or not. I think it just does more to drive up the price of the token. In terms of actually growing your business, you have to grow your business by establishing yourself as a point of contact for solving these problems. So yeah, any questions, I am here to answer them about anything, not just the sales process, but anything that I disclose on this call. Obviously, there's a lot of exciting stuff coming down the pipeline. And we're very excited heading into December. Very, very cool month. I appreciate that, George. Oh, I guess maybe one more thing we can add is there is a PowerPoint now. Everyone's been asking for a PowerPoint. We've finished a PowerPoint, and we will distribute it through your GX Nitro, so you'll be able to access it. And so that if you want to use the PowerPoint, you're more than welcome to do so. That I guess we'll put on info.globalexchange.com, and it'll be in Broker Institute.
Also to add, for all the Canadians, we're going to be having a major event Friday, December 6th, 8 o'clock, 8:30 start time in Toronto. So you guys can definitely take advantage of that. RSVP only. So I'm actually going to drop the details in the next couple of minutes in the Facebook group, also in the WhatsApp chat. If you guys have any questions, feel free, take advantage and ask. But this event is for, you know, the prospects that are skeptical. I truly believe, guys, like with any event, you have to see people that are doing it. The events build belief and social proof that it works. If I didn't have David, if I didn't have the environment meeting Shorupan, the leadership Warren, I would have never been involved in this. It would have never happened. So sometimes people want to be a part of it, but they want to just make sure you're not the only factor. You're not the only player in it. There's other people around you to make this even more powerful. So the event on Friday, feel free, take advantage. I'm posting the details in the chat in the next couple of minutes.
Amazing. Oh, that's going to be very exciting. Oh, the event schedule that we have coming up over the next couple of months is going to be very exciting. And so stay tuned for that. I want to set up an Invest Labs. Invest Labs wants to be set up in Nigeria, Indonesia, a couple other places too. I'll connect you to the person that runs Invest Labs here, and you can definitely talk to them. They're incredible. The team that runs Invest Labs in India. It's doing very well. So you will see a lot of content. Sal is here. He landed in India last night. Sal Khan is one of the big broker dealers. And he is really going all out with this. So you'll see a lot of content that you guys will be able to leverage. I'm very excited about this upcoming week. It's going to be a big one. I want to get as many people to hit the Kickstart bonus as possible. The sales pitch to attract can that be posted? Yes, definitely, Jackie. Just keep reminding me. I want to forget about things like that. I apologize. Okay, amazing. So you can, Javon, if you want to wrap it up, we can do that. I'll make sure, I think for the first time, I have the full recording myself, so we're going to get this on YouTube immediately. I think this has been a very, very useful call, and it'll be very used by brokers.
Awesome stuff. Appreciate every single person that took the time to be on this call. I know it's what, 11:19?
That's incredible, man. Shout out to the people on the East Coast.
Almost 30 people on this call, so I want to give everyone a shout out. We're going to have an incredible week. Tomorrow, we have a major call taking place. Shorupan, is it 8:30? 8 p.m.?
8:30. So what, to the Ignite Your My Finances call? Yeah. Let's see what, I don't know. I need to check the website.
Just want to make sure that we're on the same. Okay,
we're on the same page.
I think it's 8:30. We have an opportunity call.
8 p.m. 8 p.m. EST.
Okay, perfect. 8 p.m. we have an opportunity call. You guys can have your prospects take advantage. We're going to go through the slideshow that we just created, and we're also going to drop the slideshow details in the Facebook chat so that every broker now has the ability to do their own presentations. You don't have to wait for Shorupan, David, Justin Cowell, Mackenzie, the leadership. You guys can go out there and just start literally running your own presentations and then utilizing us for a follow-up. Like imagine if you sat down for a 5-minute, 10-minute, call or 10-minute presentation, and then you got your prospect in that group chat and they had some questions. They're now pre-qualified and you're going to find a higher closing rate to get them involved as a broker and for sure as a customer. So I don't want to take too much more time. I appreciate you guys for being on. Thank you so much for the time because we can't get that back. Shorupan, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking the time here with the team. We appreciate you. Take care, guys.
Shout out to the people. I will see you guys all next week.